Hey, everybody, welcome to Pastrami Nation Popcorn, the show dedicated to movies, television, and more. My name is Nolan Smith. I am the editor and co founder of Pastrami Nation, the meat of pop culture. Allow me to introduce to you the host of Popcorn, Kevin Hoskinson.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Good, good, and I'm excited to be here today. What? Yeah.
He's so excited.
Thank you, Nolan, for that great intro. And we also have Rebecca with us today. How are you doing, Rebecca?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming on. How you guys doing today? Everything going good? You guys doing all right? You guys feeling excited?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Anticipating Halloween. Oh, yeah.
Awesome. And you guys should be excited because today we're talking about Hubie Halloween, everyone's favorite movie. It's on the tip of everyone's tongue. Oscar-worthy classic. Let's talk about it. Let's see if it's Halloween time. So we need to talk about Hubie Halloween.
It was scary.
It was very scary, but not for the reasons it should have been scary for. So yeah, let's talk about it. What did you guys think of Hubie Halloween? Nolan, I would love to hear your thoughts about Hubie Halloween.
I thought it was pure garbage. I'll just go ahead and say that. And this is coming from a lifelong Adam Sandler fan. They tried to recapture the magic of quite a few different Adam Sandler movies, and they failed on every account. They went with the lovable loser who lives with his mom idea with a funny voice, but the funny voice is more like perverted than funny.
Yeah.
And he's not lovable. He comes across as more of a moron.
Absolutely.
And the funny parts didn't land. The scary parts didn't land. And honestly, the biggest disappointment is you had such a tremendous cast. Yeah. You could have made an amazing movie, and instead you went to the bathroom and gave us Hubie Halloween.
It's what he does now, man. It's what he does. I think, honestly, the best part about the movie was I thought it was kind of okay. I thought one thing that was kind of funny was his mom and the different shirts she was wearing. Mm-hmm. So you notice like every scene, it was like something different, something hilarious, something wildly inappropriate, but
she didn't get.
Yeah, she didn't get exactly. But I'm with you, man. Like the voice got old really, really fast. Really fast. It kind of had the same. It was like they were trying to capture some sort of like water boy magic with it, but it just came off as flat and not like I didn't care for him at all. Like I had no connection to him. I had no connection to anyone in that town. I had no connection to, the big reveal as to who's causing everything. It was cool to see these people again, but it could have done it in a better movie.
And to kind of go what you guys said too, it's like bad splicing. Like they picked just what they thought was the best part of the Adam Sandler movies and then tried to bring them all together with the Halloween theme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you had absolutely. The grown-ups feel to it, the water boy feel like you had mentioned. You even had a little bit of Happy Gilmore with Ben Stiller, who was pretty much the character he was
in Happy Gilmore.
In Happy Gilmore. But it all failed. It all failed horribly. And one thing, I mean, it's not like a big spoiler, but when they show Rob Schneider, he doesn't even look like Rob Schneider. You're like,
oh, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it till I was watching the credits. Don't ask me why I watched the credits, but I was like, that was Rob Schneider.
Yeah, like it was just ridiculous all around. I can't think of any redeeming other than the mom. Like I can't, like it was full of this weird kind of gross out humor too, which I don't know if it's just because we're getting older and we're growing out of that Adam Sandler juvenile phase, but I would think by now he would kind of grow out of it just a little bit.
I feel like he's regressing because I just watched Waterboy last week again, and I still love it. It's still funny to me. This, even like Nolan 15 years ago, this wouldn't have been funny to him. He would have thought this was trash.
My son, he's 13, and he was bored throughout the whole movie. Like, he didn't care. He wasn't laughing. He was just like sitting there glued to the TV for some reason, but half the time he was just playing with his toys and didn't care.
Well,
And
the story was just pure trash. I don't understand what a Halloween monitor would even be.
no, me neither.
You know, like it just seemed all very weird and creepy. And I mean, Ray Liotta, you know, everybody who was in it, like,
Yeah.
they were just there. And every time I see Ray Liotta, I think of all the amazing roles he's done. And I'm thinking, like, Hubie Halloween's now going to be on your IMDb page.
Right? Sandler's got to have dirt on like everybody in Hollywood. Like, he has to have like something hanging over every single one of their heads to be in these movies. And I don't, or the paycheck's really, really good.
He does have that deal with the Netflix. Maybe it's just so lucrative that he's able to be like, there you go. Let's be stupid, you know?
Yeah, I just don't feel like like I said last week a little bit, like I feel like he just needs to be reined in a little bit more. That's when he works best.
There are some people that liked it. I know a certain other person with the last name Hoskinson who actually enjoyed this movie. Sorry, officer. But,
yes.
Yeah. And, you know, I was with him before I watched it because it's Adam Sandler. I thought it's gonna, like, I loved Grown Ups too, even though they were, you know, stupid over the top movies. I can't. There's nothing redeeming about this. Sorry, officer. I had to do it, man.
Yeah, I've tried to talk to my brother about it, but he won't admit that he has a problem. So we'll just leave it at that.
So is he going to be Hubie Halloween for Halloween?
Probably. I would pay to see that. I hope he is.
So would I.
Buy him a thermos.
Yes,
he lives out in the high desert. I will go meet him up to see this. Yes,
dude, he does. I'll buy him a thermos. I'll send it to him, and all will be right in the world, man. Like, but like I said this before, and I'll say it again. Like, I'm pretty sure, pretty much everybody in my family is going to love this movie,
except you.
I do it, black sheep.
Yeah, because I actually like good movies. I didn't say that out loud though. Yeah, I think it's a miss for Sandler. It's doing really well on Netflix though, like we talked about before we got started. It's doing really well. It's, you know, fluctuating between the number 1 and number 2 this whole weekend. I think people are watching, like, you know, Bly Manor for a little bit, then they're switching to Hubie Halloween, or something's got to be going on. It's just,
it's one of two things. I think it's curiosity, like I had, like, it's an Adam Sandler movie, let's watch it, or it's two, the world is in really bad shape.
It is,
right?
Because
the other thing is, I don't know. I think people are still trying to figure out how Netflix's metrics work. So I think one report I was reading a while back was saying, like, if you watch a movie for like 10 minutes on Netflix, it counts as a watch. So like, it could be 1 million people just like watching like the first like 20 minutes of it and turning it off.
Yeah.
And
or they could be like you, Kevin, and you binge watched it 3 times in a row.
I did actually. Okay, so I started it the first time, then I watched it again because I had to watch the whole thing all the way through. So I guess I am guilty to contributing to that aspect of it. But I wouldn't watch it again on purpose.
Oh, that voice. He sounds like a weird family member I never want to talk to again. Like,
right? Yeah. And no. I wonder what it is. Like, it's got to be the Netflix money, right? Like, it's just got to be like, you know,
this it has to be, because, you know, if you look at the movies he was putting out before, I mean, yeah, they weren't always, you know, home runs, but they weren't this.
They weren't.
Like, they were still watchable. You know, like, this was not even a train wreck. I mean, this ranks up there in my top 5 worst films of all time.
Yeah,
that's saying a lot.
But is it a case of trying too hard or not hard enough?
That's a good question.
I think it's not hard enough, because I'm going to go with how Kevin mentioned before. It's probably about the money. And this is just like, hey, let's get a group of our, you know, friends together, act stupid, make a movie, and get paid for it. Yeah. You know, hey, and this worked before, and hey, I made a stupid voice before. You know, let's do that. But
Yeah, I mean it's got to be the money. There's got to be something there. But let's not get depressed about this subject. Let's stop talking about Adam Sandler and his downhill career
Halloween.
And Hubie Halloween. Y'all go watch Hubie Halloween if you want. Just
you probably should just to say you did it. Don't be left out.
Yeah, you should, so you can yell at us about how we're wrong.
So drop a comment with your opinion.
Drop a comment
if you disagree, please let us know. Yeah, and if you're like, no, you guys are stupid, that movie deserves all the awards, and so does Uncut Gems, do it. Tell us. Please,
absolutely. And I need to
You're
watch
wrong, but
Gems
tell
still. Right? Absolutely wrong. But let's move on to something better, something that would be awards worthy if the Oscars actually paid attention to superhero movies and the like. So let's talk about the MCU a little bit. It's been a while since we've talked about it and the possibility of them opening up. Well, I mean, we know they're opening up the multiverse, but we could talk about what it means and how it's going to affect the future of the MCU, what we can see, what we could expect. And yeah, I mean, I think we're all really excited about it. The next Doctor Strange movie is titled Into the Multiverse,
and the next Spider-Man has Doctor Strange in the movie, which
exactly.
He's supposed to be another like mentor for Peter. Exactly. And I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch is an amazing actor, and Doctor Strange is one of my favorite characters in the MCU. Yeah. So I know everybody's thinking like, does that mean Spider-Verse?
Doesn't have to. Yeah,
it doesn't have to mean Spider-Verse, but we could see parts. I mean, you could see a Spider-Ham.
Spider-Ham would be awesome in live action. I would pay to see that. But let me ask you a question real quick, just because you guys might know. But do you guys think Peter Parker needs a mentor anymore? Like, I feel like they leaned too much on Tony Stark in the first two okay, so Far From Home, no spoilers, but Stark was still a huge part of Peter Parker's story in that movie. And now we're kind of getting somebody to kind of be Parker's mentor in the new one. Do you think we'll ever get to a point in the MCU where Parker is Spider-Man? Like just
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man.
Spy-Man. Like he says, like Spy-Man.
But do you understand what I'm saying? Like,
I agree, but look at that second film. Look at the one with Mysterio, and look how boneheaded Peter acted.
He really did.
The boy needs a mentor.
Yes.
No, and I agree to an extent, but I feel like, because all the stories we saw before the MCU was it was Parker being Parker, but he was also a little bit more, he took on the responsibility a bit more responsible.
Which is the theme, right, of Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah. And
I think right now they're going like, he's more like a Spider boy almost.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're trying to let him grow into it instead of like, giving us Tobey Maguire, who, like Tobey Maguire saved the day.
Right.
In his Spider-Man films. This one, he has every bit of power to do it. He doesn't have the wits and the mindset to do it.
That makes sense. That makes total sense. I was just wondering what you guys thought about that.
What do you think,
Rebecca? Great with Doctor Strange. Yeah.
Right.
Because they already gave him the tools, and now Doctor Strange is going to kind of hone them in so that he can actually be able to handle that great responsibility.
Right. That's true.
And I think we will see that time where eventually he steps up to the plate and Spider-Man's going to save the day on his own. He's not going to need a mentor by then. But I don't think that's going to be the next movie, and I don't foresee it anywhere in like the next 5 years. I think down the road they'll build to this epic Spider-Man, and maybe it'll be like a, I don't know, Maximum Carnage or Secret Wars or something, and he'll just and he'll just show the world that like, I can stand toe to toe with Captain America. I can be that hero.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think he can. He can do that. So yeah, that's just something interesting that just popped in my head. But anyways, let's talk about the multiverse a little bit.
Yeah. So what do you think that means?
I mean, I think it's gonna. Well, I think obviously WandaVision is going to be a huge aspect of building or introducing the multiverse into the MCU. I think we could, it's just a million other possibilities that I think it means you could introduce the Fantastic Four, you could introduce the X-Men into the MCU without it conflicting with any previous timelines that we know of with those series.
You can jump in. You can, like DC's, going a different route. How they're doing the Michael Keaton Batman popping up in the Flash. I would love to see something similar. Like we don't need to see the regular X-Men we saw. Like give us the Age of Apocalypse X-Men.
Yeah.
Give us a different version. And I even saw the rumors flying around, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. Whether they do that, sorry, every time that kid says it, he's like, Spider-Man? I'm not Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I'm not Spider-Man. Like, where is the, IDER? It's just Spy-Man when he says
it. Spy-Man.
It's another Spy-Man. Voice that I can't handle.
Yeah. Well, I'm Batman. There's the first voice. But no, I think the multiverse opens the door to a lot. The MCU, the Marvel universe has been around for a very, very long time. Even though the cinematic universe hasn't. There are so many different pathways they can go. They can go Earth X, to where we see this old man Captain America that is literally a sentinel of liberty. And there's a man spider with a man consumed by actual spiders. Rebecca's kind of crawling with that. She's like, yeah. But there's just so many ways they can go about it. They can give us what ifs, which Marvel was known for.
Yeah, aren't they doing that? I think they're doing that as an animated
show
on Disney Plus. Yeah, which will be freaking amazing.
I used to love those. Like, what if Hulk killed Wolverine, and what if Spider-Man was never bitten by the spider? Spoiler alert: he's just a little nerd. Like, nothing happens. But it opens up the door to so much. What would you guys want to see come out of this multiverse?
And that's I would love to see. I would love to see the new the X-Men introduced into the MCU. I would love to see different variations of the characters. So I'd love to see, a new Iron Man, but like a different character. What's her name? Riri Williams, I believe.
Ironheart. Yeah.
Yeah. Ironheart. Like that would be really cool to see, even though that can happen in our timeline. But I think it'd be cool if there was like a Spider-Verse aspect to it, where she kind of became Iron Man and Ironheart in this other world. And,
they're going to have to fill that void of
they're going to have to,
Iron Man. They can go Iron Lad, and Iron Lad was a young Avenger who ended up being one of their major villains who time traveled back. So he was this young guy that nobody knew, and all of a sudden he was like Iron Lad. And then when they found out, they're like, oh crap, like it's so-and-so.
That would be cool. I think that, and I do think, even though Sony recently shut it down, but a live action Spider-Verse would be kind of cool. Like, even though I do think that world should stay kind of in animated form in a weird way, like I wouldn't want to see, I wouldn't want to see Miles in live action, because I feel like he needs to have his own. Like, I feel like the Spider-Verse animated films are perfectly encapsulates who Miles is.
They nail it. I agree.
They nail it
completely.
And so, but like, I would love to see like Toby and Andrew back, and those three fighting, the Sinister Six, for example. Like if they got the Sinister Six, if they got, because we already know Electro's coming, into the next Spider-Man.
Which is so weird, because out of all of them, that's who you...
Yeah.
I like Jamie Foxx. I just didn't care for that version of the character.
I don't think a lot of people did. And I think that's why a lot of people are rolling their eyes. They're like, why?
So you can have, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
It's perfect. But you can also have like the cool thing is like you can have all the Sinister Six come together, and that would be the threat big enough to bring kind of the three Spideys together to have to defeat them.
I like that idea, because that's always been the biggest threat to Peter, was all of them combining.
Yeah. And you have the you already have like part of it set up. So you have Electro, you have Vulture, he's kind of rotting away in jail right now.
And you have Scorpion in prison with him.
And you have at the end of the Morbius trailer, you see that this last scene with the Vulture, with Michael Keaton's character. You have him. You have they're talking about doing a Craven film pretty soon here. And you can always just bring over Doc Ock, or like a new version of Doc Ock or something, which I think.
Yeah, I feel you don't need a Green Goblin, even though I think people will argue that. Like we've had Norman so many times. Give us other villains,
Mm-hmm. So many other villains.
Hobgoblin. Give us Hobgoblin. He would be cool.
Yeah, Hobgoblin would be awesome. That would be
I
great.
mean, Jason Massendale Hobgoblin, like emotional issue Hobgoblin. Like I thought he was a great villain.
That would be cool. That would be really great. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm super excited to see how it ties together. The Doctor Strange movie, that multiverse movie, I think has the most potential.
Yeah.
It's going to be what springboards, I think, the MCU into the future. And sorry, all you DC fans, it's going to show how Marvel continues to beat you at every point in turn. So
it's kind of true. That's why I feel like DC kind of pulled out all the stops with their Flash movie, and they're like, we're just going to have like 4 different Batmans, and just like,
I'm loving that idea.
Oh, it's great. I'm going to go see it. I'm there on day 1, but
if COVID's not around, yes, you are.
No, but Disney might do it on their new Disney Plus.
Oh,
yes.
You can see it there, maybe.
Yes.
So what was that about? What's going on?
Yeah. So with the Disney Plus thing, let's talk about it. So it's not really, so Disney was talking about how they were going to be reorganizing the organization to focus on streaming.
Right.
So
that was just today, yes.
Yeah, that was just today. And no one really knows exactly what that means. Like, we know they want to obviously focus more of their energy and their strength and their money on streaming platforms, on Disney Plus, obviously, specifically. But as far as what the implications can be and what exactly they're planning is anyone's guess. So, I mean, it's doubtful they're going to be making these MCU movies and putting them straight to Disney Plus. It's doubtful they're going to be making Star Wars movies and putting them on Disney Plus.
Maybe not the main ones, but I think if you want that spin-off Kenobi movie that people have been wanting forever, this would be a great outlet.
Well, that series is coming out, or it's going to be in production next year, I believe. Obi-Wan Kenobi said. Ewan McGregor. I know his name's not Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sorry, I got my brain confused. But
he'll always be Obi-Wan to me.
Always be Obi-Wan.
And Christopher Robin.
Be Obi-Wan. Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think, good idea, bad idea? And COVID, that's just like, I kind of feel like streaming, it's been kind of going that way for a long time anyways, even before COVID hit. But now that COVID has kind of hit, do you think it's a good idea that Disney strategizes like this? Or do you think they should still do what they're doing and try to make movies for theaters?
Depends on whether or not they're going to charge like the premium membership like they did for Mulan.
Good point. Good
I think
point.
I think they're counting on, like they did, like they brought up Hamilton, for example. Hamilton boosted their numbers, like their subscription numbers, by like 300 or 400%, like some insane number. Like
and it was included
ridiculous.
in it, so.
Right.
Exactly. And Soul is coming out to Disney Plus without an extra charge. So, what do you think, Nolan? What are your kind of thoughts on that?
I think they're going to up their original content production for streaming. I think COVID has been the catalyst of that. You're right when you said streaming has been the way of the world for a while now, but we don't know how long this will be around and what implications it'll have on the box office and what implications it'll have in entertainment. So I think Disney Plus is looking to capitalize and say, like, well, let's get ahead of the game now, because the Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix, Shudder's digital platform, all of them have benefited greatly due to this COVID pandemic. So I think we're going to see a lot more big original content, like how Hamilton was brought. I think we're going to see less of the massive price tag that Mulan had, because to me that was a major turnoff. I'm such a huge Disney fan, and I didn't even buy it.
Same here.
But I think we're going to see a lot more content, a lot more great content, a lot more Marvel and a lot more Disney, a lot more Star Wars, a lot more outside studios too, because we talked about it a little bit beforehand before we started the show today. And Rebecca brought up, like, it sounds like it's going to be like a Netflix kind of move. Netflix isn't just creating their own content. They're also getting content from all these studios. Don't be surprised if Disney doesn't start reaching out to more and start becoming more of a hub versus just Disney.
Absolutely. Right. They're going to have to survive. I mean, that's just...
Look at how, Disneyland, Disney World, they're shut down for 7 months now. like Disney has to recoup, and this is a great way to do it. So I think the audience wins in the end. When you sent over the article today, I thought this is perfect. This makes sense.
It does make sense, and I think I think it's a good move. I think that I'm a huge advocate of the theater going experience, but
same.
With what AMC is saying, they're going to be out of money by the end of the year. It's just like
it's hard. I mean, and I'm with you. Rebecca and I just went to a theater not too long ago, and we had to go out of state to see a movie. Second time we did it, and the movie was okay. It was the experience that we loved.
Right.
That was the most important part of it, and I don't want to lose that. But I think studios don't want to gamble on this virus disappearing all of a sudden. Yeah,
it's going to be the VOD market's getting pretty heating up pretty good too. I mean, not just Disney Plus, but just studios putting their stuff video on demand just right away. Anyways, like that.
We see it all the time now, right?
Yeah.
Like I know you get a lot of press releases just like I do, Kevin, and we see it every day. Video on demand is connected to every single one of those, and for good reason. So I think the way of the world is going that way. I just think COVID kind of kickstarted it and pushed it a little further, and we'll just get a lot of awesome content. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
But financially, it's a good move. It's a bold move for Disney too, because they are working on that Marvel Land, California Adventure. So this will give them time to work and then include any other kind of offshoot movies or multiverse.
Oh, you bring up a good point. So some of that original content could be like behind the scenes building the lands, know?
Oh,
which, I mean, hardcore Disney fans, like I think all three of us are, we would all watch that. If that's included in our Disney Plus subscription, I'm there.
Right. Like the Imagineering new episodes.
And exactly. Like shows. So that way when it reopens, all of a sudden they have all these, millions of people ready to go to the parks.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I mean, there are those of us who are dying to go anyways, but
so tempted to just go to downtown Disney and experience it, but it's just not the same.
Dude, it's not. I miss Disneyland so much. Like I haven't been in like 5 years since we moved up here.
How long has it been for me? It's been quite a while for me as well. I think the last time I was a chaperone for work. So, how about for you, Rebecca? When's the last time you were at Disneyland?
About 3 years.
See, so it's been a good amount of time.
Long enough.
We should just all go to like the front gate and then just like hug the front gate and not leave until they let us in.
Dude, I will. I'll go down like the day they open again. I'm gonna be there. Like,
and also like a riot gear Mickey will come out and beat us down.
We have to. Well, it's because my wife and daughter were just there last summer, I think, before everything. But yeah, they went last summer, and they always go without me because that's just because
you're
awesome. Kevin. Because I'm Kevin. I have to work. You know how that goes. But see, now that I'm on salary,
right?
I'll take a vacation. Little more wiggle room.
Now you can take a vacation, but there's no Disneyland to go to.
Exactly.
The way to burst your bubble.
Oh man, I know it sucks because like my son, we were supposed to actually go to Disney World this year at the end of this year. For my sister just moved to Florida, and so we were supposed to go to like Galaxy's Edge and do all that. My son, he's a huge Star Wars fan. He got so pumped up, and then COVID just like shut everything down.
COVID is the villain of 2020. Yes.
COVID is the villain of 2020, and I hope that's all we have to worry about is 2020, and then I hope everything gets back to somewhat normal after that.
I'm with you. I know it's wishful thinking, but I'm hoping for the best on that.
Yeah, definitely.
But at least we got awesome content to watch on streaming services like Disney Plus. So
absolutely, but yeah, this sounds great. So yeah, it was nice chatting with you. Sorry, I'm ruining this ending again. I'm working on it though. Did either of you guys have anything else you guys wanted to add or?
I would just like to say, make sure everybody visits pastramination.com and visit us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, which continues to have a massive following. It always amazes me. And just look for a lot more content. We hope to bring you more Pastrami Nation Popcorn on a steady basis. Look for more interviews coming up, and look for a lot on our YouTube and Facebook and website. And we really appreciate everybody checking out Popcorn. Leave your feedback. Let us know if there's cinematic topics that you'd like us to tackle, and we will give it a shot.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, it was nice chatting with you guys. And to everyone watching, thank you guys for watching. And we will see you guys next time on Pastrami Nation Popcorn.
Yeah.
Bye.
Still no popcorn.